Willkommen an alle. Willkommen bei unserer Walzer-Show am 24. Januar aus den Funky Way Studios in Unterweiler in Deutschland.
Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome at another show of Club O. This is, I think it's the 23rd show. So we've been going for a while with this, and this is our Waltz show, which means that we be playing songs which composers wrote for mostly their wives. In most cases, their wives. Waltzes for wives, or the Waltz show.
Und der erste Walzer, den wir spielen, ist Waltz for Debbie von Bill Evans, der ursprünglich sogar Flötist war, bevor er dann Pianist wurde. Und dann spielen wir 3 Walzer, die Männer für ihre Frauen geschrieben haben. Und darüber sagen wir euch später mehr.
First waltz is Waltz for Debbie, pretty well known from Bill Evans. He wrote it actually for his niece. And the other thing, while we're playing that with flute, the idea is that Bill Evans actually studied flute. Of course, Miles Davis didn't want a flute player in the band, so Bill Evans better played piano. But actually, he started as a flute player. That's why a lot of his songs are very melodic. So the first song will be Waltz for Debbie in a version for flute. Jamie. Welcome in our show. It's great to have you.
Good morning.
Even though you're pretty far away and looking at the palm trees in the background, I understand why you left us, left all the snow in Germany.
Yeah, the weather here is, I must say, just slightly better, though the creative environment isn't quite the same because you're too far away to say, hey, Edgar, how about some help on this?
Yeah, and for us it's difficult because we have to use some backing tracks, kind of going back to tinned music instead of playing the real stuff with you. But we still kind of trying to keep it going and playing your songs, playing your waltz. So how did you start with writing a waltz? Why did you write a waltz?
Bill, it's kind of interesting. As you remember only too well, we were getting ready for our big gig and then everything shut down. So we decided we'd write some music. And you and I had just written, Let's Go Surfing. We decided we'd do
That was fun. That was a one-day thing. And
yeah, it was a one-day thing. And Stella came down. She actually rolled on the ground laughing. You don't see that very often. But after that, you know, I decided, okay, I'm going to try something else. So I wanted kind of a light and airy song. And I wrote part of the melody, part of the concept of it. And I think it was you that said, well, you know, that shouldn't be in 4/4 time. That should be in 3/4 time. Yeah, so I had to go in and take out a whole bunch of notes.
I remember that. And I remember how you looked at me and said, really? Really?
But it actually worked. So once what I was trying to do is getting something light and airy. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down.
That's what it does, yeah?
And then all of a sudden it's a waltz. And of course, who should I write the waltz for but mi esposa, my wife, Ivy. So that's Stella. And that's why it got the name. But it wasn't all sweetness and roses the whole time because I did run into a few problems where I got really close, and then I had to have you guys come in and rescue me and help me get it all put together. But I think it came out okay.
But that's the normal thing. When you write a song, you have an idea in the first few minutes or first half an hour, it's just rolling great. And then there is about 80% of work to finish the song, to make it a real song, not just an initial idea. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So it was great to hear from you. And
I think we should have the woman that it's all about be here for just a moment.
Get her in the picture. Let's see how she's looking.
There she is.
Hi,
just in
Stella.
case you wondered if she actually showed up or not.
So here's the real person. The waltz will be for her. I hope she still likes it.
For her.
I was really embarrassed when Jamie wrote the song, and I wouldn't let him play it at the beginning, if you remember. And then finally,
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
And finally, I made you leave me alone for 2 days, and then I put the solo down, the piano solo, with tears in my eyes. So I was so touched that Jamie wrote this song.
And the recording sounds great with the clarinet, but we're going to do it with flute. It's not going to be what the clarinet is. It's going to be a new song. It's going to be a different song.
It'll be a new song, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great.
It's your rendition of our song.
It's an honor to have Stella's Waltz covered by you and Annette.
Yes.
It truly is.
So we'll try to do our best. We'll do our best.
And while we're here, since we have very little bandwidth, we'll go ahead and write a bunch more songs for when we get back to Seattle and we can actually play them.
That's a great plan.
So expect more.
That's a great plan. We'll pick that up soon. Okay, bye. Great to talk to you.
Okay.
Adios.
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 Ganz kurz auf Deutsch, das waren Jamie und Ivy, die ihr ja alle kennt. Und als wir letztes Jahr schon mal im Lockdown waren, haben Jamie und Ivy Lieder geschrieben. Und so kam dieser Walzer zustande, den Jamie für seine Frau Ivy oder Stella geschrieben hat. Und das ist jetzt Stellas Walzer. Das war Stella's Waltz und Ivy and Jamie, we miss you, have fun in Mexico. Die beiden sind in Mexiko und genießen dort die Sonne und schreiben neue Songs.
Yeah, this was Stella's Waltz. Many thanks, Jamie, for writing this song for Stella and for us. And I hope we kind of did it some justice. I think we did pretty well, actually. And I hope you like it. So, as we have a show of big composers writing songs for their famous wives, I want to be in that line too. And I wrote a song for Annette. I'm not sure if she really liked it, because she found it's kind of a challenge to play it on the flute. I'm not a flute player, so I just wrote random notes, and she has a hard time with that. But anyway, it's Waltz for Annette.
Der nächste Song ist wieder ein Song von einem Mann für seine Frau. In dem Fall hat Edgar mir zu Weihnachten einen Song geschrieben. Wie ich das als Geschenk auffasse, ist dann dahingestellt. Es ist ein schöner Song, aber nicht leicht auf der Flöte zu spielen. Wir werden es versuchen.
welcome here in the show where we do waltzes mostly for wives. And we played a song, actually I think it's 5 years back or 7 years back, quite often at various gigs with various setups. And it's a song you wrote for your wife. So, yeah, remember why you wrote the song in the first place?
Yeah, I wrote it for her, out of love for her, and wanted to dedicate a waltz to her. That's an interesting topic for a show, by the way. And it does have a kind of interesting history, though, because I first wrote another one for her, and part of the Waltz for Saroja, and that original waltz, was a coda for the first waltz I wrote for her many years ago. And then around 2010, I started looking at this one again because I was never satisfied with it. And then I realized, oh, I like the coda. The coda is what really expresses what I want to come through with the song. So that is the origin of it.
Oh, and it's great because I think every composer at some point has to write at least one waltz for his wife. It seems to be a pattern that's going through music.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. So we played the song a long time ago and we recorded it 3 years ago. So the thing we'll be using is bad that you can't join us. It would be wonderful to have you on piano here.
Yeah. Wish I could be there.
The second good solution is we just take the piano track you played back then in 2017. And I think it was Matt on drums. And
I think it was
Mike on bass, probably. So that was the real old setup we played back then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great. So let's give it a go, and we see if we can kind of cover what we did back then, 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
Das war ein Interview mit Eric Olsen in Seattle, der das nächste Stück geschrieben hat, Waltz for Saroja. Saroja ist seine Frau und Eric und Edgar haben jahrelang in einer Band in Seattle gespielt und die Aufnahme, die wir als Backing-Track haben, sind Eric Olsen auf dem Piano und Matt an den Drums. Und ansonsten haben wir Christoph hier am Bass und Edgar an der Gitarre und ich werde die Flöte spielen.
I'll just introduce the band. So we have Annette playing flute today for us, and she is doing a lot of work, and she was actually, it's quite a challenge for her because she is doing the melody in every song now. And we have Christoph, our great bass player, and I try to play a little bit guitar.
war unsere Walzer-Show von heute. Wir danken allen Zuhörenden aus den USA, aus Mexiko, aus Kuba, Georgien, Deutschland, wo auch immer ihr her seid, herzlich für euer Zuschauen. Und wir danken unserem Videoingenieur Jürgen Schindler, der uns heute hinter den Kulissen geholfen hat.
Many thanks to Eric for sharing the song with us. Many thanks for Jamie for allowing us to cover his tune. And many thanks for everybody listening to us somewhere in the US, somewhere in Cuba, probably, people in Germany, in Georgia, and whatever. And we have a guy who did a great job today with our cameras, because Annette is playing, so she can't move the cameras around. And we have Jürgen Schindler on the keyboard, which means the keys to the computer mixing of the videos and everything. Thanks to him, and thanks to everybody who made this 23rd show happen again.
Tschüss, auf Wiedersehen.
Join us next time.
Bye.